vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper.
You'll be back, time will tell. You remember that I served you well.
What about the groceries? Have they come down yet?
Are you okay?
I don't give a fuck about grocery prices.
For 4 years, y'all were crying about how you had to decide between buying groceries and paying for your rent. Weird that all of a sudden now you don't care that grocery prices are skyrocketing.
We are exposing the corruption in this country in real time.
The funniest part is that y'all actually believe what Elon's saying, right? The 2 billion condoms to Gaza, the $600 million on sushi, the $200 million on coffee.
And we're reducing government spending at the same time.
Yet we just spend millions for Donald to go to the Super Bowl.
Billions of dollars we are saving after we cut off funding dumb shit.
Why haven't we cut any funding that goes directly to billionaires, like Elon Musk?
And all you guys can talk about is grocery prices.
Well, he did promise on day one that y'all would get lower grocery prices, and y'all's dumbasses fell for it.
Anybody with a brain knows you can't fix the economy in a day. We all know that. Donald Trump knows that. You know that. So stop acting dumb.
But for 4 years, y'all were saying that the president can control grocery prices. Now you're saying they don't. I think y'all are the ones that should stop acting dumb and just admit that y'all were fucking lied to by Donald Trump.
Groceries, have they come down yet? I don't give a fuck about grocery prices.
Fucking, like, are you okay? You look fucking crazy. Like, I know that you guys are so far up his ass that you smell shit and you think it's dessert. Oof. And like you coming on here trying to look all fucking bad. We don't give a shit. Just makes you look like a Mensa. Like you aren't fooling anybody, babe. And all I can do is fucking laugh because you guys are just so far off the fucking deep end that when you hit bottom, nobody's going to be there for you. But yeah, I wish you well. May all of you MAGA mensos go bankrupt because you don't give a fuck about groceries as you're applying for more food stamps. Tenga buen día.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FAFO season, where you F around and you find out. Today's episode is a really hilarious one. It involves a MAGA woman who's actually claiming that she doesn't give an F about groceries. We all know that MAGA actually voted for the low prices of groceries and the low prices of eggs. And now they're coming out and acting tough as if they don't give an F about groceries. But guys, we know the internet. People came out and put her in her place. Let's check it out, guys. I'll be back with more commentary. Remember to subscribe if you're new, like the video, and drop me an opinion in the comment section below. I'll be back.
I'll just pop it on here first because if I don't, this insufferable human being is going to chase you off, even if I tell you a stitch is coming. So just try and hang in there. I'll be right back.
What about the groceries? Have they come down yet? I don't give a fuck about grocery prices. We are exposing the corruption in this country in real time. And we're reducing government spending at the same time. Billions of dollars we are saving after we cut off funding dumb shit.
Ooh, she doesn't give a fuck about groceries. You know what she does give a fuck about? Me making a video because she blocked me. Didn't work, though. But no one's surprised that you don't give a fuck about groceries. Normal, average Americans care about those things. But the MAGA chodes like this, all they care about is treating politics like sports and being like, yay, our team won, which is like a weird move. But let's pretend she did this in good faith. Weeding out corruption and stopping the spending of money on dumb shit, I believe is how she put it. Dumb shit, like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's one of the ones being torn apart. And what do they even do? The CFPB implements and enforces a range of consumer finance laws, such as the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which, among other things, helps ensure the accuracy and privacy of people's credit reports. The agency also issues and enforces financial regulations. Don't sound like good things, but maybe it's an inefficient waste of money. It's funded by the Federal Reserve. But what is the return we're getting on that investment? Their operational budget proposed for 2025 is somewhere between $810 and $823 million. And that's a lot of money in real people money. Not so much in government budget money, but in real people money, that's a lot. So what are they doing for us at $823 million a year? The CFPB was formed in 2011. In 2023, they put this report out. $17.5 billion is the amount of money the CFPB has put back in American pockets in the form of monetary compensation, returned to American consumers. In fact, the more recent numbers I saw was $21 billion. In 2023, they had imposed more than $4 billion in civil money penalties on companies and individuals that violate the law. And those numbers can't even take into consideration how much money American consumers didn't lose in the first place because of laws and regulations that they enforce. Companies afraid to take advantage of people for fear of retribution. And now, thanks to Trump, things like the CFPB's plan to save consumers $15 billion a year in overdraft fees is on hold. That's just per year, $15 billion that American consumers would not be paying out in predatory overdraft fees. That could go away because they're gutting the CFPB. But I feel someone like this would be like, hey, forget about that. Well, you're not even mentioning stuff like USAID. USAID's like a huge waste of money. Okay, let's talk about USAID. That makes up less than 1% of our national budget. That was a big waste of money, right? That's something we should do away with. It's going to suddenly somehow infuse a bunch of money back into America, right? That's Elon's motivation for going after USAID, right?
Mr. Talcove, do you know how many inspector generals at agencies that were investigating Elon Musk's companies have been fired by the Trump-Musk administration?
No.
It is 5. Ms. Royal, the inspector general of the Department of Labor had 17 open investigations into Tesla and SpaceX. Do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that inspector general?
No.
They fired him, and I think y'all know. Mr. Whitson, the Inspector General of the Department of Transportation was investigating Tesla. Do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that Inspector General?
No.
They were fired. The Department of Defense's Inspector General was looking into SpaceX. Mr. Hedler, do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that Inspector General?
I believe he was fired.
Thank you. I think everybody on the panel knows what the answer to these questions were. The U.S. Department of Agriculture Inspector General was investigating Musk's Neuralink. Mr. Talcove, now I'll ask you again under oath, do you know what Mr. Trump did to that Inspector General that was looking into one of Musk's companies?
No.
He was fired. The Inspector General at the EPA was repeatedly taking on Tesla. Mr. Hedler, since it seems that you're answering the questions that everyone knows the answer to, do you know what the Trump-Musk administration did to that Inspector General?
I believe he was also fired.
Also fired.
Hey, remember when she was talking about weeding out corruption? It's funny to me that Elon Musk, first and foremost, went after all of these agencies that just coincidentally happened to be investigating him and possibly coming after him with fines and sanctions and who knows what else. And you can't even really argue that inefficiency is the focus, because one of the most inefficient corners of our government is the Pentagon. They've failed like their last 7 audits, yet somehow DOGE seems to have no interest in the Pentagon. And listen, getting rid of something like USAID serves a dual purpose for him, because he's made it very clear that he genuinely looks at people in need as the parasite class. And it doesn't stop with USAID. There's going to be food stamps, Section 8, Medicare, and Medicaid. He is the living embodiment of the old story of a banker, a blue-collar middle-class worker, and an immigrant are all sitting at a table, and there's 21 cookies on the table. And the banker reaches over and scoops up 20 of the cookies and then taps the middle-class worker on the arm and says, hey, man, you better be careful. That immigrant's going to steal your cookie. Elon Musk just wants all the cookies.
What about the groceries? Have they come down yet? I don't give a fuck about grocery prices.
Oh my god, Big Lots Addison Rae is mad.
We are exposing the corruption in this country in real time.
Oh, I know a bachelor villain when I see one. You're not here to make friends, are ya?
And we're reducing government spending.
Okay, I do agree with you, human version of a White Claw. We should decrease frivolous spending.
At the same time, billions of dollars we are saving after we cut off funding dumb shit.
Okay, Stanley Cup Sarah, riddle me this. Are FAA employees dumb shit? Because I know an all-inclusive bartender in Cancun hates to see you coming. Or maybe you prefer your selfies in a national park. Even though you look like somebody who would toss your chewing gum into the Grand Canyon. Or is it the medicated Medicare?
But Snapchat, Sophie, come closer.
Do you know you have 30 minutes before you get kicked off your parents' insurance?
And all you guys can talk about is grocery budget.
That was what you guys were talking about.
Somebody get the cheese slice, lady.
Anybody with a brain knows you can't fix the economy in a day.
Hold up, Abercrombie and bitch. We know that. But that's not what Donald Trump promised. Ooh, and healthcare's expensive. No, Daddy's credit card will cover that or not.
We all know that. Donald Trump knows that.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again.
So stop acting dumb.
I love this game. You go first.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen. So what do I do now? What do the people do now? The ones that regret their vote. What do we do? I can't go out and get a regular job. And it's not even about these families being separated from their loved ones. It's not about these 5 and 6 year olds getting their families taken away from them in the middle of a school day. It's not about any of that. It's about me and my food stamps and my cash assistance. Me. That I'm the only one that matters in this country. I'm taking my life back.
Alright guys, there you have it. Actually, as you have seen, this is very hilarious because we all know that a lot of MAGA actually never read about Project 2025. A lot of MAGA voters never even cared to listen to the orange man actually during his campaign promises, when he was actually promising a lot of things, including making America great again, which actually involved mass deportations of immigrants who actually work in the grocery and agricultural industries. Guys, we know that they voted for the low prices of eggs and the low prices of groceries. That was enough for most of them actually to cast a vote at the ballot box for the orange man in charge. Now this lady wants to come out here and act tough as if they never cared about the cost and the prices of groceries. This is hilarious, as we have seen a couple of people on the internet have come out and put her in her place actually, because this affects the common day American. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna worry about the cost of groceries and the cost of eggs, because those are the things that you need. These are actually basic needs that we cannot go without, because we all need food. And if food is too expensive for the American household, then how can people actually go buy? Because as we know, guys, prices of groceries, prices of commodities and products keep on going high, but salaries ain't going high. Nobody is getting a raise actually to accommodate the incoming high prices and skyrocketing prices of eggs and groceries. Now, as she was actually trying to defend her vote and the orange man in charge, she was saying that they are trying to fix the economy, they are cutting government spending, and people were asking her, you cutting government spending on social security, and that actually is going to affect your relative, your grandma and your mom. You know, this cutting on government spending actually is affecting a lot of people, because we have seen massive job losses, you know, with federal employees who are losing their job. Those who are on DEI are losing their jobs in masses, and you are out here trying to act tough as if you don't care about groceries, you don't care about eggs, you don't care about the price of commodities at the supermarket. Yeah, if you think that you are fixing the economy, then would you care about your job? Would you care about the jobs of the people who are actually being laid off in masses, those who work for the federal government? And in defense of this, the government is saying that they are cutting off on, excess spending of federal funds. But all this is being done in order to subsidize the rich, in order to provide a tax cut for the rich. This is the money that is going to be used to actually subsidize or provide a tax cut for the extra rich, for the for those billionaires who are actually promised to be given tax cuts. Yeah, you F around, you find out. Now people are finding out, including MAGA, that they voted against their own best interest. You cannot come out here and act tough as if this does not affect you, as if, you've been doing a great job at saving the economy. You're trying to act like the economy cannot be saved in one day. But do you remember that the economy was actually good during the Biden administration? The economy was going good. Now the economy is in shambles with all the Trump tariffs that actually have been put on Canada, Mexico, and China, which means that products coming from these countries are actually higher than they used to be. And this affects the common citizen, the common American household, because these companies that actually are paying these tariffs, remember, a tariff is not paid by the country that it is put on. The tariff is being paid by the American importers, that company that imports goods from Mexico, from Canada, from China. They're the ones that actually are gonna pay these tariffs. And in order for them to keep their profits, they are actually passing these tariffs on the common citizen. So at the end of the day, it is the American citizen who is actually paying for these tariffs from their pockets. That means that cost of goods and products are going to skyrocket. Now, does that sound like a good economy to you? Does that sound like an economy that is being fixed? You let me know. Thank you very much for watching this far, guys. If you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, let me know your opinions in the comment section below. And as always, guys, see you on the next episode.